We're going to talk about data analysis today, but you have to wait 1.8 seconds. We're into the DMAIC method of improvement as it applies to fitness, as you know. We've already talked about problem definition, and we've also talked about taking measurements. Now we're going to talk about data analysis, which is the process of getting information out of all these measurements you just took. Here's the first piece of data right up here. Does that tell you anything? No, it doesn't have data labels, it doesn't have any context. You have no idea what that came from, and you don't know whether it's good or not good. So let's fill that in a little bit. All right, now you can at least get information from it. 186 pounds, 20.8% body fat. That's my 2023 average. Is that good or not good? Well, depending on who you are, you can make that determination. The insurance people take a lot of time, energy, and effort to make a decision about whether that's good or not good based on the actuarial tables, because it's a predictor of how long I'm going to live. And this is, after all, about how long I'm going to live. This is my data from October of 2024. And so the question is, of course, what the heck happened between those two data points? You now have enough information to make a determination that this is a medical emergency and somebody should do something about it, which is exactly what I'm doing. So the purpose of capturing the data in the first place is so that you can make that determination. And then once you've made that determination, you can use that for fitness planning. Get it? And we're going to do the rest of this back in our lair. Talk to you later. All right, we're going to nerd out now. If you get really, really good at this data analysis stuff, you can make graphs like this one. This particular one is a graph of my body weight starting from week 0 when I started all this, all the way up till now. Am I happy about this? Well, I have to say, on the whole, I'm pretty happy about this. I lost something on the order of 17 pounds of actual weight, and I also gained muscle during that period of time, so I'm actually pretty happy about it. However, you'll notice the blue arrow right there indicates that it's likely that something happened at that spot. So what was it? We'll have to do further investigation. Now, it's also possible that nothing happened, and this shape of this curve is kind of consistent with the way people lose weight, which we kind of know what is. Anyway, we'll investigate this further. Here is my average daily calorie intake and output as calculated by this thing here. I manually log my calories, and this thing gives me an estimate of what my output was. This is the Fitbit app. And you can see right there where the blue arrow was, nothing really changed in my calorie input or output during that period of time. The red arrow says that I made a decision to increase my cardio a little bit that week. So the last couple of weeks, that's what I've been trying to do, because I noticed the leveling out of my weight loss progress. Has that hurt my muscle retention? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I've got measurements on that too. Here is a graph of my weightlifting volume. As you know, I'm also tracking my volume in the gym, the number of reps times the number of weight, and that gives me a number at the end of the day of the amount of weight I moved. Is there any big change in that? Yeah, I'd have to say there was a change in that happened, and the reason for that is that we changed programs to take advantage of an opportunity. It didn't really affect me that much, but it did affect the actual amount of volume that I've been recording during that period of time. I'm back up to where I was roughly, so I'm not too worried about that either. So anyway, what are we to make of all this? Well, data analysis can be used to celebrate your success, and it also can be used to detect possible problems, but the biggest use of that is to revise your improvement planning. And we're going to talk about improvement the next time I do a video. All of this stuff is very important, and that's why we do all these measurements. Anyway, that's all we've got today. Thanks for watching.